Hey, this is a song breakdown for Sparkle, one of this year's National Day Parade tracks.
Well, come on, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle. Shine on me. You've been searching for your special side, but look within yourself, you see there's treasure deep inside. Why waste your time chasing someone's fantasy when you could be the one you're meant to be? So get up off your feet. Don't let nobody bring you down. You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when your journey just feels so rough, pressure makes diamonds skid, so remember you're in love. Can't nobody move it like you move, groove it like you groove, it's alright. It's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do, finally found it's you, it's alright. It's alright. So come on, Sparkle, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle, Sparkle. Shine on me. So come on, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle, Sparkle. Come on, Sparkle, Sparkle. Shine on me. That's your magic, don't forget that you are. Seasons come and reasons go, and you could be a star. So clap your hands, clap your feet. It's your lifeline, make it leap. Let me up in yourself to fly. Don't let nobody bring you down, 'cause you got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when the journey, it gets so rough, pressure makes diamonds skid, and you know that you're in love. Ain't nobody move it like you move, groove it like you groove, it's alright. It's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do, finally found it's you, it's alright. It's alright. So come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, shine on me. So come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, shine on me. So come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle, shine on me. So come on, Sparkle, come on, Sparkle,
All right, that's Sparkle. So when I make a track, typically I will group them into brown color for drums, orange color for music, and yellow color for vocals. This song was written by Gareth Fernandez, myself, Bang Wenfu, and Sekai Go. Gareth had a demo and, brought it to Wenfu, brought it to me, and we fleshed it out. So it was really an honor to be able to work with this incredible team, of course, under the direction of Wenfu, as well as Brian Gothong Tan as well. So, yeah, really, really cool. And Orlina. So all of us brought this vision together. So as you can see here, we have this drums. It's a combination of loops that I put together, as well as live drums that we played and recorded at Republic Poly, with the help of our Sonic Arts student Daniel Chen, as well as Sonic Arts lecturer Alexander Wong and myself. I played the drums and I got them to record it in our TRCC Music Studio 1, which is really, really fun. So let's have a listen to all of these brown tracks here. So this is all the drums as well as some SFX. I'm going to mute the SFX for now, actually, and let's just focus on the drums. Let me mute the percussions too. So you can see this hi-hat track is actually natural, even there are some mistakes on it. I'm not the best drummer. I'm hardly a drummer, but I like to play drums on my productions so that we can have a bit more air surrounding the song and some humanness to it. So this is all organic. This is organic. Live kick. Then the beat comes in. 2, 3. I really like the Oliver pack on Splice. Fantastic sonics. And I believe what I did here was I actually added some samples of that. I can't remember exactly if I used my actual kick to trigger and layer with the sample, or if I just used the sample outright as a part. But what I know is that later on in the song, the groove is created by a combination of the loops as well as the live playing. I felt like when I muted the loops, I lost something. So I wanted to keep that. And the initial demo used loops anyway before we went into record drums for real. Okay. This one here is a drum overhead D. And now what I mean by D is distortion, right? And I ran this particular overhead channel. Okay, I printed the effect, but I believe I ran it through either a guitar pedal to thicken it up or a decapitator by Sound Toys. So you can hear the distortion on the drums. Distortion always makes things sound bigger and louder. And it brought out the sound of the wonderful room in RP that we recorded in. So that it can really drive the energy of the track during the chorus. Wenfu also added some production elements, and he gave us the idea to have this extra drum groove in there, this extra one, and I drove it even more with some distortion. And we felt that this would actually make it sound better in the stadium to give it that real epic feeling. Okay. We got a bunch of percussions. I always like to have live percussions in my track. So I have a tambourine up there. I have some shakers and things. So I like to play these instruments to give it that organic and live feeling, unquantized. So shakers, tambourines. I always do my panning hard left and hard right because I don't really like to be indecisive, right? It's either going to be left or it's going to be right. That's the way I approach my productions and my mixes. Mainly because I want clarity and separation. That's the way I feel my ear doesn't get confused. And this is a very cool cashmere loop that I found on Splice. Oftentimes I create my own tambourine loops as well. So, yeah. Okay. So let's add some sound design elements, impacts and fills, and we start off the song with vinyl actually. Here, just a bit of vinyl. the sound of dropping the needle on a record. Then we got all these drops and fills. Nice chimes. A little bit of vinyl scratching. So these just give the song some interest as we listen to it. I always like the sound of like party noise. That's just some sounds that we found. And then so if you listen to all those bump bump along with the rest of the drums, it can be very epic sounding. We thought that this would work great in the stadium, in the National Stadium. And obviously the ending, we have this sub drop. Yeah, which is always very epic. Okay, so enough of the drums, enough of the percussion, SFX. Let's move on to the music. And first, the most important thing for me in this song, one of the first things that we landed on when we were producing it was actually the bass. So that line I stole off of a song by Free called All Right Now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. It's a classic rock song from the 70s. And I think when we were playing the song, I just felt like that was something that could be quite hooky. And all these little fills, da 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 dum, da 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 dum dum ba da ba you know, gave me energy when I listened to it. It made me feel excited. Turn that frown around when the journey feels so. Okay, but all these lines are very influenced by James Jamerson, famous Motown bass player, Pino Palladino, people like that. So when I played the bass for it, I'm always thinking about these folks. This is such a huge part of the DNA for me as a musician. So anytime there are important parts, I actually doubled it. So I took this, I took it and I doubled it by just copying and pasting, and I would run the double through a fuzz pedal. This one, it's a big muff. So I run it through a fuzz pedal, I run it through a tube screamer. Got a lot of these pedals that I really love. This is a Keeley modded blues driver. I'll never lose this pedal. It's my favorite, one of my favorites. And it's the foundation of my guitar tone. And then this one is obviously the old school TS 808 Ibanez tube screamer. So I use these a lot on vocals. I use all of these a lot on bass and on guitar and on drum overheads. So actually I will run a lot of this music through pedals and put it back into my 1073 preamp to get the sound, or even drive the 1073 preamp to distortion. So in the chorus, can't nobody move it like you move. I got a combination of the bass guitar, this one, which my friend Ben Poe, one of the top bass player in the world, has lent me his Warmoth bass. Permanent loan. I've had it in my studio for ages. Okay, I'm hardly a bass player, just like I'm hardly a drummer. But you know, I like to be able to have this on the recordings. I layered this with another one. This is actually Wenfu's idea to have a thicker synth sound. So you can hear the synth. Yeah, just add more modern element to the music. So you combine that with the live bass. I'm just chunking away like Sly Stone or Larry Graham of Sly and the Family Stone. So it gives you that kind of buoyancy. Music has to drive because it changes the adrenaline, you know, the feelings that you have, and incites you for positive action, affirmation. Want to be starting something, got to be starting, you know, like wakes you up, man. So want to take it higher. Loose booty, you know, all these fantastic, like Michael Jackson, Sly and the Family Stone. Give up the funk, you know, gotta have that funk. Parliament Funkadelic. All this music motivates you. Celebrate good times, come on, you know, like it just motivates you to a higher power. Till I reach the higher ground. Stevie Wonder, you know. Cool in the Gang, Rufus and Shaka Khan. Do You Love What You Feel? Ain't Nobody, you know, I'm Every Woman. All of these songs are so positive from that era. So same feeling for me. You know, I write music because I see what it does to people. I see how it motivates them, and it's such a big part. It's the reason I do it, right? So I think the bass line, have to do it this way. Prince said that if you can solo every part of the song and it makes you want to dance by itself, then you got something going. Yeah, so I really try and do that. So I think on that note, you can listen to every instrument and it should make you dance. Can't nobody move it like a move, groove it like a groove, it's alright. Can't nobody bum ba bum bum, da bum bum. Get down now. Shine on me, baby. Ba 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 ba. Check this out. This piano right here is the man, the myth, the legend, Bang Wenfu. He played the piano. He crafted the most amazing piano thing. Check this out. Ba ba. Got. Woo! Yeah, shine on me. There's so much spirit, man. There's so much spirit and feeling in that piano part. Oh my goodness. The body bring you down. soul the skills, turn that frown around. Ow! Get down. Come on now. Ow, Lord. Said, can't nobody move it like you move, groove it like you groove it so right, yeah. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Let's hear the brilliance of Bang Wenfu. Check it out. He played the B3, and he created a string arrangement. Come on, yeah! Get down. Come on now. Oh! Come on. Woo! That killed me, man. So the first time that I heard Wenfu add his string arrangement to it. Oh man. I was making breakfast and I listened to the rough mix and I like almost spilt my oats and everything. I was just like, damn, that is happening. I loved it so much. And I just like left him a voice message. I was like, Wenfu, you are the OG, man. Incredible. That's my favorite. That's my favorite part. Right there.
Don't let nobody bring you down. You know that you're magic, don't forget that you are.
Oh, it's nasty. So good. So beautiful. Such a swell, that brings to the song. So that's Wenfu, that's the genius of Wenfu. Obviously the music director for everything, man, for the entire NDP. So he killed it. For me, I added my little bittersweet symphony. So I'm not so finessed like Wenfu, he does all the music theater and orchestral and composing and things like that. For me, I'm just like a rock and roll guy. So I just play a dirty piano. Just play a dirty piano. Come on now. Get down. Get down. That's me. And I play a whirly. Find a clavinet. Clavinet. And just add a bit more meat and potatoes, and Wenfu does all the fancy, fine dining stuff on top. Yeah, man. Just some meat and potatoes. And I always love to do all that kind of, put your elbow on the piano and just go. Yeah, the same thing with the rubbing the piano. I don't know if Wenfu or I played the B3 for this part. It was probably a combination. He did a lot of beautiful B3. Yeah, some nice B3. Okay, I think I added some synths. Yeah, this would have been me. Told the skills to turn that frown around, yeah. It's like little sparkling star, twinkle twinkle little star, man. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I was listening to. I was listening to a lot of Quincy Jones. I was listening to George Benson, "Give Me the Night." I was listening to Rod Temperton's, with George Benson, "Love Times Love." I was listening to that album like crazy. Obviously, Thriller. So like they have all these doom 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 doom, all these like Michael Jackson, this beautiful little twinkly synths. So I put them all in. I was going through a big Rod Temperton heat wave. George Benson, Michael Jackson, that whole phase while I was making this song. So yeah, that informed a lot of the music. So if you listen to all the music together, and the horns, I gotta have horns. Gotta have horns. And gotta make them obnoxious and big and loud like a Super Bowl. It's NDP, like a Super Bowl. Tower of Power, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Kool and the Gang, all so many horns. I didn't manage to get like live horns, but we just took samples and like contact libraries and things like that, session horns, and then I just like draw it in. So this is automation. A lot of my mixing has to do with automation. 50% of the mixing, like everything is moving up and down. Look at these strings; they get really loud. Oh damn! Look at the B3. And a B3. Jazz hands with a 6 chord like Beatles. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah. So that's how we end it. The cheesier, the better. And there's no such thing as cheesy. I honestly feel. So I don't care what anyone says. I don't believe in cheese. The cheesier, the better. Because you feel the spirit of it. And it's obvious. And it's cool. I don't care.
Pressure makes diamonds, kid, so remember your...
Yeah, man. Okay, vocals time. Oh my goodness. Gareth Fernandez is a star, man. He got that star power. He walks on. I've been right now we're halfway through the performances for NDP, and I've been standing next to him every time we go up on stage, and he's got that look in his face right before he goes on, like he means business. And he's gonna work that camera, he's gonna work the crowd. Because his motivation, music is, the song is about self-worth. The song is about uplifting people. And what better to have an example of that as a singer and in the spirit of his motivation and his work ethic as somebody like Gareth Fernandez. As Gareth, he's an old friend of mine, and I've seen him grow through the years. It was a pleasure recording his vocals and producing the vocals with him. He's got such a fantastic tone in his voice. He's got the most full sounding head voice, and when he brings it down, he's got a great resonance. So I'm so envious and inspired. I love it.
You've been searching for your special side, but look within yourself, you see there's treasure deep inside.
I love whenever I hear him like inhale and then breathe out, and he's got that intensity. It's part of his personality. This guy's got that drive, and I do too, and that's how we click, just like inciting that feeling.
Why waste your time chasing someone's fantasy when you could be the one you're meant to be? So get up off your feet.
Get up off your feet. Just get up,
Don't let nobody bring you down. You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around.
I love that song. I love that lyric.
Don't let nobody bring you down. You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And
I love that
when
lyric so much, I had to highlight that word. So I copied and pasted the around, and I just drenched it in a reverb. This is what you call a reverb throw. So I copied it, pasted over, and you can see I got this guy.
that frown around. And when you're done,
Yeah, so it's like exclamation mark, you know.
just feel so rough.
And with the vocal chain with Gareth, I use this Neumann mic. It's like a similar one to Billie Eilish, which is fantastic because it's very affordable. It's Neumann, and it goes into this BAE 1073. It's like a Neve preamp. And I will crank it up. Gareth is a louder singer than me. He's a bigger guy. He's got a bigger set of lungs and things. So I crank it up. I don't care if it distorts. I want it to distort because that gives me excitement, gives me feeling. And I'll crank it up again with this one. I double up and use this as an EQ. My hardware unit does not have the EQ, but this UADX one has.
So rough. Pressure makes diamonds, kid, so remember you're enough. Can't nobody move it like you move. Groove it.
Okay, it's a pro move. I don't really care what people say in the recording academies and the schools. I think if you could ignore the meters, and if it feels good, it is good. So for me, a lot of engineers might think, hey man, I'm really slamming things. But I don't care because it gives me a feeling. Yeah, I like to go hard, you know, with the compression, especially in a very busy mix because it brings the vocal to the front.
Move it like you groove, it's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do. Finally found it's you, it's alright.
And then this gives me the kind of saturation that I need, again, to punch the vocal out of a busy mix.
So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me.
This then controls the resonance and then gives me a bit more air. And lastly, we got to get rid of the S's. So I'll use my favorite preset is an invisible de-esser.
So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me.
So it doesn't get too spitty. Okay. So that's the lead vocals.
That your magic, don't forget that you are.
I love this. This whole choir is made up of me and Gareth only. And we just brought the mic and like sang it around the room, pointed it at the wall and the ceiling in a crazy area, and just crank up the gain.
You know that your magic, don't forget that you are. Seasons come and reasons go, and you could be a star. So clap your hands and stomp your feet. It's your life, not make-believe. So lift me up in yourself too and fly.
Yeah, I didn't really care when we were recording it because we just want the energy. So I just went one take after another. Wenfu was here, and we were just joking about having a good time doing it. And I think that's the feeling it comes across. It's my favorite lyric in the whole song. I remember writing this with Gareth, and man, yeah, this means a lot. This.
You know that your magic, don't forget that you are.
You know that your magic, don't forget that you are. I mean, it's something that brings me, it gets me emotional when I think about music as affirmation. You know that your magic, don't forget that you are. Seasons come and reasons go, and you could be a star. So clap your hands, stomp your feet. It's your life, not make-believe. Lift me up and yourself too, and fly. You know, like that's heavy for me. And, you know, I'm so glad that we're able to sing it like that. And on stage, the live version has the People's Choir on it. And all my new friends in that, and it's just incredible. It's such a moving thing to have everybody sing this with us together.
You know that your magic.
And I'm singing it, looking in the mirror, singing it to me. I'm singing it to Gareth. Gareth is singing it to me, and the people are singing it. The People's Choir are singing it for themselves, and they're singing it to you. And singing it to the primary school students who come for the national education shows, and they are singing it to their classmates. They're singing it to each other, and the whole stadium and the nation is singing it for each other and for themselves, and that's something that really moves me.
You know that you're magic, don't forget that you are. Singers come and reasons go, and you could be a star. So clap your hands and stomp your feet and show like my make-believe. Lift me up in yourself to and fly.
Come on.
Let nobody bring you down, 'cause you got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when the journey, it gets so rough, pressure makes diamonds get, and you know that you're in love. Ain't nobody moving like you move, grooving like you groove, it's alright. It's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do, find it's you, it's alright.
Yeah. Okay, so part 2. Thought I might go through some guitar parts actually. So what I did was I used the 4th position between the middle and the bridge pickup for my Strat. That's how I got the sound for Sparkle. That sound. And it's kind of like a bit of that Daft Punk chunky kind of Nile Rodgers chic kind of thing. Kind of like Celebration, you know, by Kool and the Gang, or I Want You Back by Jackson 5. Let's take a look at the solo, actually.
So come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle, shine on me. So come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle, shine on me. So come on, sparkle.
I even called it Brian May for the harmonies. Okay. Quite loud. Okay, so basically the beginning of it, I wanted to have this gap. So it was like where the guitar just kind of comes in.
Come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle, come on, sparkle.
You know, like the whole Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page plays a note, and then Robert Plant will sing, "Ow!" You know, like I can't hit the note this morning, but scream a really high note, and then Page will play the thing again. So it's like dueling between the two of them. So that's the kind of thing I wanted to have happen there. So you listen to the vocal ad lib. So at the same time this is happening. So that's like my little rock moment, which we did specifically because we were envisioning how that would feel in the stadium. So every night when we did that performance, we're able to have that moment in front of the camera to just like, you know, something like that. Not very warmed up this morning, but yeah, to be able to do that duel is really, really fun. Yeah. A little bit of reverse picking, sweeping there. Yeah. So I love playing that. Just a chance to like showcase some of my rock roots. Yeah. Okay. Next thing to check out really is the vocals, and this is where we have a lot of fun. Gareth is such an incredible instrument. You know, his voice is so rich, and yet he's got probably one of the most unique, like head voice, mixed voice. So it goes really nicely.
Well, come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Oh, yeah. Shine on me.
So I took these telephone effect EQ. I think I printed it already, so I won't have it to showcase. But it's basically something like this. So just take a high pass and a low pass at the same time. And basically just do something like this to taste until it sounds like it's coming out of a radio or a telephone. It's really cool effects. So I thought that that'd be nice to start the song off in a interesting kind of way before the vocals expand to like full range.
Well, come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Oh, yeah. Shine on me.
Here we go, Gareth.
You've been searching for your special sign, but look within yourself, you see there's treasure deep inside.
A vocal chain is basically this particular Neumann mic. It's like a TLM series. It's nice and affordable. I think it's similar to the one that Billie Eilish uses. So yeah, it's nice bang for buck. Going into my BAE 1073. It's like a Neve 1073, and I'm always cranking it a little bit. You know, Gareth has a bigger voice than me, so but I kept it at the same setting that I would use, that I'm using right now, just so to get a bit of that edge.
You've been searching for your special sign, but look within yourself.
And I added another EQ stage here just to boost. This is kept at unity, so it doesn't really affect the preamp, but I'm using boost here on the highs and the upper mids and a bit of a high pass here at 80 to get rid of the fatness underneath, give it a bit of clarity. And this one here, so it really punches through the mix. The combination of these two bring the vocals forward.
Yourself, you see there's treasure deep inside. Why waste your time chasing someone's fantasy when you could be the one you're meant to be? So get up off your feet. Don't let nobody bring you down.
And then this saturator from FabFilter, Satin, is crunching it up a little bit more in this frequency range. Warm tube, yeah.
You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when your journey just feels so rough, pressure makes diamonds, kid, so remember you're enough. Can't nobody move it like you move, groove it like you groove, it's alright.
That's basically the vocal chain that I'm using. A little bit more of this de-esser on top. So it's basically this, you know, all up in invisible de-esser. When I sent it to my mastering engineer, the very famous Vinod Woven Sounds, best mix and mastering engineer in my opinion. So I mixed the song. When I sent it to him for mastering, he didn't realize how when I sent him the stems afterwards just to check it out, he didn't realize how distorted the vocals were. But I felt like that added the grit and the soul needed to punch it out of such a dense mix.
It's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do. Finally found it's you, it's alright.
Not doing anywhere up to like 10 dBs of compression in the loudest bits. I'm totally cool with that because I don't look at the meter. I just listen to it and hear how it sounds. And if it sounds good to me, then it is good. So that's the correct setting for the song.
Alright. So come on, sparkle, sparkle. Come on, sparkle, sparkle.
The background vocals are all me and Gareth. So we created the choir by placing the mic in various different positions in this room and just cranking up the gain, sticking the mic in a crazy place like in the ceiling, in the corner, whatever, just to get this feeling that it's a dense room. And then we would sing in all sorts of crazy voices. So come on, sparkle. So come on, sparkle. You know, like all sorts of crazy ranges to be able to hit this.
You know that you're magic, don't forget that you are. Seasons come and reasons go, and you could be a star. So clap your hands and stomp your feet. It's your life, not make-believe. So lift me up in yourself too and fly.
Yeah, so really, really proud of that moment there. That lyric means a lot to me. Let's check out some of the ad-libs and some of the parts.
Don't let nobody bring you down.
Yeah. So these are Gareth's backgrounds. GF, Gareth Fernandez, and here are mine, Dru Chen.
Don't let nobody bring you down.
Yeah.
You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. Ooh, it gets so rough. Pressure makes diamonds kid, and you know that you're enough. Can't nobody move it like you move.
So we're singing the chorus together, and then I've got all these kind of bits and things like that.
Groove it like you groove, it's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do. Find it, found it's you, it's alright.
Doing a lot of automation to make sure that all the vocals are nice and tucked in, but certain words don't get lost either.
So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle.
I always put the first, if it's a repeated line, I always make the first one louder. So come on, sparkle. And the rest of them, I'll duck it down. Come on, sparkle. Because you're already used to hearing that lyric. So I don't want it to always be so forward all the time. Once you get a new idea, then you already know it's going to come. So then you can carve out some space in the mix for other stuff.
Shine on me. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me. So come on, sparkle.
So I'm a big fan of singers and producers that leave all of those gaps in between the vocal song parts, like all the grunting and all the rhythmic bits, because it makes you feel the rhythm part of the song. You know, like, so come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me. So like Prince did it a lot of the time, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson most famously, James Brown, people like that. So you have this feeling and you want to communicate it, so you got to keep it in there, otherwise it gets lost. You miss out on a good thing.
Sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle, sparkle, shine on me. So come on, sparkle, sparkle, come on, sparkle, sparkle, come on, sparkle, sparkle, shine, shine, shine on me.
And here we have this one's the clap track, the party track. Hey man, what's happening, man? What's going on, brother? Hey, woo, and all that sort of stuff. Like the old Marvin Gaye records, Gotta Give It Up, and What's Going On. So that definitely is the kind of atmosphere that we want to hear. I did this for Everyone Is a Star, and yeah, usually we have like a fun party track. What's happening, my man? Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, man? How you been? What's going on, sister? Hey, y'all makan yet? Hey, what's going on, man? Come on. Get down. Yeah, so I love that sort of thing to give ambiance to the song. So as you can see in my mixing process, I'm like automating everything. That's most of my mixing is automation. I think that's all. Yeah, very, very proud of this production. And it means the world to me that everyone sings along at the National Day Parade. That everyone is feeling the song and grooving to it. Yeah. A bit more on the technical stuff, like mixing wise. Here are all my aux effects. So I got like ambiances to give me some room for the instruments and the backgrounds. Anything I want to send further back in the mix, I'll use. So I'll put on a bit of snare, a bit of hi-hats. I'll put the ambience on the guitar a little bit and the music and the background. So this is just my... It's a large wood room. So think of it like a studio. Okay, then this one is my... So basically what's going on is I'm sending proportions of the various things that I want to occupy these spaces into these reverbs. Next one I use is a Lexicon 224. So this one is that famous one that you always see in pictures of recording studios. Excuse me. And so I got a digital version from UAD X. That's really nice. So I would just use this for hall. Give me a bit of hall. And these things just add a bit more dimension, 3D depth to the mix. And for the plate reverb, which is mostly for vocals, I got this one here called Seventh Heaven by Liquid Sonics, and I'm just using a plate. Okay, and then for slapback delays, I would just use Echo Boy. So this one's like the Sun Records, Elvis Presley, you know, Roy Orbison kind of slap. I'll have a little bit of it here.
Know that you're enough. Can't nobody move it like you move. Groove it like you groove, it's alright. Can't nobody do the things you do. Finally found it's you, it's alright. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle.
Yeah, I've always done this because I really like that old rockabilly sound, and it just gives another dimension to the lead vocals. And various other things that you want to have a little bit of slap. So I got two. I got a really short one, and then I got a slightly longer one. Then I got a chorusing, which just gives me more stereo depth for mono instruments. So think of this like a Dimension D kind of situation. Yeah, okay, so that's all your stock stuff. This is all in my template. So then, okay, a game changer I had from mixing was parallel compression. So I create three. One is for drums. This one for drums. It's 1176 and it's slammed like crazy. Here it is on its own. See that? It's just constantly pinned, constantly compressing. I keep the same setting for left and right. I feel like when I do it in stereo instead of a linked version, it somehow gives me a wider mix. I don't know if I'm superstitious about it, but I always do that. So I just replicate the setting I have for left and right. And for me, I'm really particular about the width. I want my mix to sound as mastered as possible. And with that, it also includes a slight sense of widening. So I think like this helps me beef up the punchiness of the drums and the thickness and the finishedness of it, but also helps me with the width. So if I solo the drums, this is without the parallel compression. And this is with. It just adds like maybe 2, 3, 4 dBs of thickness without adding any level. So the whole thing for me when it comes to mixing is maximum impact. That means the biggest, thickest, most impactful sound, but minimum voltage. So I don't want my meters to move very much. Yeah, so I achieve it a lot with parallel compression. So I'll do the same thing for the music. This is my music parallel. This includes bass, guitars, keys, everything that's got melodic content. So if I solo the music and then I take off the parallel, you can hear the difference. Okay, so this is without parallel. Now this is with. So it just gives me much more apparent loudness without moving any meters at all. And lastly, I got the vocals with the with the parallel comps. So here's leads. You can solo all the vocals together. And then I take off the parallel.
Don't let nobody bring you down. Yeah. 'Cause you got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when the journey, it gets so rough.
Off.
Pressure makes diamonds skid, and you know that you're enough. Can't nobody move it like you move.
Yeah, this one I'm using a very old school predecessor to the LA2A. It's the LA2. It's just vintage vibes, man. So really thick, helps my vocals punch out in the mix, give it more character and more soul, Next thing I got is this low dirt, which helps me distort my bass as well as my kick drum. It's just a decapitator and then dynamic EQ to make sure it doesn't get too flubby down there. It's just kick and bass. Okay, and then I got a trick that I stole from Andrew Sheps, who's one of my favorite mixing engineers, called Rear Bus. And this one is everything except for the drums. I will send into here and just mix in a bit of it into the mix. And it's not compressing like crazy, maybe 5 dB, 3 to 5, and it's very low ratio, but it just adds another level of thickness to my mix. So in total, I got these 5, parallel 1 for drums, parallel 2 for music, parallel 3 for vocals, tongue twister, low dirt for distorting the kick and the bass, and then a rear bus for everything minus drums. I lied. It's compressing a lot more than I thought, up to -7. So when you add everything back in, it just sounds like a full mix.
Can't nobody do the things you do. Finally.
Finally, probably my favorite part of mixing is talking about this master bus. I think it's very important because this gives you a more complete picture, a finished mix, in my opinion. I don't do a lot on the master bus, but what I do makes a big difference in my opinion. And I mix like this from the very beginning. So after I set my balance, I'll basically have this. In fact, I have everything in a template, so this would already be on from the start. And I'm getting my levels and my shape and my width and my limiting to a place where I'm happy with it right from the very first hour or two of mixing. The first thing I have in my master bus chain is this ozone. Okay, I must admit, I don't really keep up sometimes. I think we're up to ozone 11 or something now. I'm still using 9, but it's okay. This one helps me control the low end so it's not super wide, and then help me create a bit more width in the high frequencies. So then it sounds more finished. When you listen to a finished master, usually it sounds quite wide. So I want to try and get my mix to sound as close to a finished master as possible. So when I send it to Vinod for mastering, he is really helping me with the objective ear and quality control, and then to do his additional processing until he truly thinks it's finished. But actually from my mix perspective, I'm already aiming for more or less a mastered sound minus 1 or 2 dBs. Okay, so here I have the imager, and then I like to put this vintage limiter, not necessarily to control my peaks, but more for the tone. I like the sound of it. Modern is quite a fast reacting one, more transparent. Tube is very, very nice as well. And then analog is a slow one. So usually I bounce between tube. I like to use tube a lot, but for this one, because I had quite a loud mix from the beginning, if I press tube, it would do too much and it would be like squashed. So I put it to modern. So it's not doing anything more than like 1 dBs of limiting at this early stage. Okay, it's just the first thing in my master bus. Then finally I have this vintage tape. I'll set to 30 IPS if it's more modern pop sonics, and if it's more retro, I'll send to 15. I feel like I already got the retro vibe in this song, so I kept it open with the 30 IPS. Shine on me. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Yeah, I must admit, I don't care so much. I think it's a pro move, but when you're mixing, in my opinion, in this day and age, in the 32-bit float, I'm okay with internal clipping. You see my tracks are clipping everywhere. Because I've been doing this about 15 years. So, or even more than that, maybe 16 years. Yeah, in terms of using like DAWs and mixing. I've learned where my sweet spot is. Might be hotter than most people. But I like the sound of a mix at this kind of level. So long as you know what you're doing, you're listening out for distortion. To me, I think this is just fine. It's already coming out of this ozone pretty hot, but I'm okay with it because it's where I want it to be. Okay, the next plugin I have in my master bus is actually this Pultec. I wish I had a hardware version of it, but you know, I don't have an easy 8 or 10K lying around. Still working man. So I'll just settle for the UAD-X version, but it's very, very nice. One day I'll get a 500 series version. And I use this to boost my low end. I will just adjust it to taste. Sometimes I'm using 60 hertz, sometimes I'm using 30. And basically what it does is it gives me this tube warmth. But I don't want it to get too flubby, so I'm also attenuating it at the same time a little bit. This is more or less like an Andrew Sheps setting again, but maybe he doesn't do the attenuation. I will just use my ears. 10K, sometimes I will boost 12 if I need more silkiness, or even more at 16, the frequency, but I keep it at 10 for today, for this mix, because I wanted it to have that, not say a sharpness, but a brightness to it, okay? So I could do a boost and attenuation. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, in my entire mix, I send a lot of my items, you know, the individual tracks through my hardware SSL ultraviolet EQ. So I use that because I really like SSL EQ. Usually I will use this kind of SSL EQ. Where's my SSL? Okay, I use a Waves one. Usually I will use this kind of SSL EQ. But now I got a hardware version of in a way like a 4-band EQ section. parametric EQ, so I'll use that because I'm very used to it, and it combined like a Neve front end with a SSL mixing, which I think is a good balance between warmth and also the clinical kind of a clean, pristine sound. Okay, I digress. So this one here makes a big difference. It just give it more mojo. Yeah, I love to use this one. Sometimes the mix doesn't need it. If it already feels warm and flubby enough, then I won't use it. But this one, I use it just to give it extra oomph, to keep the mix sounding very competitive with the warm sonics. I like that feeling, especially for this style of music. Okay, then when I was mixing, I realized, oh damn, because of all my internal clipping, it's getting quite loud. So I just use a gain knob to trim it back by 2.5 dBs. This is basically, in a way, an input to my clipper. Okay, because I want to drive this clipper, but I don't want to go crazy with it. I want to drive it to maybe -2 or so. See, I'll be honest, I admit, I don't even know how many dBs it's clipping, but I will use my ears for this one. I would just see, okay, does it sound good? I'm not really one to look much at meters or to see if it's clipping or not. I basically just use my ears, but I think it takes a bit of experience. Yeah, so to some this might be too much, but to me, I like the sound of it. So the final stage of my master bus is really this clipper into this limiter. It's a Pro L2. Some people like to use the ozone maximizer. I use it too sometimes, but somehow I felt like I always come back to this because I'm very used to just pushing this up or down or changing it from a punchy style to a aggressive style to all-round or transparent. I rarely use this one. Actually, I think this is the first mix I've ever used the transparent on. But I just cycle through and listen to what I like until it gives me the result I'm looking for. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on. Why waste your time chasing someone's fantasy when you could be the one you're meant to be? So get up off your feet. Don't let nobody bring you down. You got the soul, the skills to turn that frown around. And when your journey just feels so rough, pressure makes that. Okay, the limiter you can see is not doing anything in the song, in the verse. But when you get to the chorus, I think it will start to maybe limit like 1 dB or so. So remember you're in love. Can't nobody move it like you move. Groove it like you groove. It's alright. The song probably average around like -10, maybe -9 during the loudest section. And I'm quite happy with that. I think I'll send it off for mastering at about that level, usually. In fact, I think this song is a little bit dynamic. Ain't nobody do the things you do. Finally, it's you, it's alright. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Because in the verses, it's very quiet. It's only about -12. And then when the loudest part of the song comes, it maybe hit about -8. Shine on me. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me. Yeah. Take it to the loudest part of the song. Come on, sparkle. Shine on me. So come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. Come on, sparkle. It climaxes at about -6 LUFS, which is okay because most of the song sits in the -9, -10 range. For me, this is a good enough control. It's a very dynamic song, I realize. I didn't really look so much at the meters when I was mixing it, but now that I go back and look at it, I realize there's a good range from a verse that is very dynamic and has a lot of openness and space. It's not too loud, but -12, -11. And then we get to the ending chorus. It's about -8, -7, -6 at the very last bang. So I think all in all, if I calculate the integrated, it should be about maybe about -10, -9.5 in the entire song. So then that gives Vinod, mastering engineer, maybe about like 2 dBs to work with. So he can work his magic and help us attain that last couple dBs of loudness using his, amazing advanced techniques and processing, which will get it to the finish line. Yeah. So that's the mix for Sparkle, the production, everything. And I'm just so happy with this song. So happy and blessed to have worked with Gareth, Wenfu, Sakai, the entire team as well. Brian, Annabelle, Norlina. And it's an honor of a lifetime to be able to produce, arrange, perform, and mix and co-write Sparkle for NDP 2026.